Tonight we are just hours away from finding out the results of the primary election races in the state and locally. We'll have team coverage from polling locations across the Suncoast.
Plus, a survivor of the mass shooting at a Jacksonville video game tournament speaking out.
And how the Northport Police Department is working to provide every officer with a body camera. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
First tonight, team coverage on Florida's primary election.
Voters now have about 2 hours left to cast their ballots and pick who they want to represent their political party in November for governor, agriculture commissioner, attorney general, as well as representatives in Congress and Senate. Here on the Suncoast, hotly contested races for school board and county commissions in both Sarasota and Manatee counties. We begin with Florida's 17th congressional district. The district covered an expansive area from eastern Tampa Bay to Lake Okeechobee and south into Lee County.
Two current state lawmakers are vying for the Republican candidacy, State Senator Greg Steube and State Representative Julio Gonzalez. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from Venice, where voters are submitting their last-minute ballots in this race. Jess, good evening.
Jacqueline and Scott, incumbent U.S. Representative Tom Rooney is retiring, leaving the 17th congressional district up for the taking. There are 3 candidates vying for this seat, but only 2 of them have familiar names to most Suncoast residents. Senator Steube has spent the last 8 years in the Florida legislature. He lives in Sarasota and is an attorney. Steube is known for sponsoring gun rights bills. He's a veteran, enlisting in the Army after September 11th, serving overseas in Iraq. Then there's Representative Julio Gonzalez. He served as state rep for the last 4 years. He's an orthopedic surgeon with a law degree, and he's from Venice. He also served in the military. Gonzalez has written several books on health care and the United States Constitution. The race between Senator Steube and Representative Gonzalez has been nothing short of heated. The two have both accused one another of fake ads and attacked one another on a variety of issues. There is a third candidate in this race as well, Bill Atkins. He has not held a political seat before. He is from the Port Charlotte area and is also a businessman. Now, for more on the 16th congressional district, let's head over to ABC7's Erica Jackson. She's at the Democratic Watch Party in Sarasota. Erica?
Jess, thank you. Some voters on the Suncoast will have to choose between 2 Sarasota-based lawyers to represent the Democratic Party in the race for the District 16 congressional seat. Both candidates, Jan Schneider and David Shapiro, have previously run for office. Schneider prides herself in attending Yale with Hillary Clinton years before entering her 6th run for a congressional seat. She made it past the primary for this seat in 2016, but only received 40% of support from voters. Shapiro hasn't run for office since his campaign for State House in 2006, but the polls already show him going head-to-head with incumbent Vern Buchanan in November. And right now, I'm with the chair of the Sarasota Democratic Party. Tell me your name and tell me about some of the issues that those candidates that they really care about here.
Thank you. My name is Joanne DeVries, and I am the chair of the Sarasota County Democratic Party. The issues, there's so many issues. Obviously, the environment is a huge issue for all of us, and it's hitting us so close to home with the red tide. Gun safety, gun control, that's a huge issue. We have to do something about it. We need their help. Tax cuts for the wealthy. That yacht that Vern Buchanan just recently purchased. So there are just the $15, that is the one area where David Shapiro and Jan really are different. They've run an incredibly civil campaign. Jan is for the $15 hourly wage. And I think David is as well, but in increments. So honestly, they've run just incredible campaign. Jan has name recognition. David's raised a lot of money and has a lot of support.
Well, Joanne, thank you so much for speaking with us today and giving our viewers an idea of what they're voting for right now. And so this is, right now, we're at the Southgate Community Center in Sarasota. This is where the Sarasota Democratic Party will be hosting a watch party later this evening. We'll toss it back to you guys in the studio.
Erica, thank you. Well, as a reminder, polls are open until 7 o'clock tonight. We'll be bringing you the results as soon as we get them live in our 7 and 11 o'clock newscasts, as well as online and on the ABC7 app.
Well, no doubt by this hour you've had some stormy weather in your area. Let's get the latest on that with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Yeah, a little different today. The storm's moving faster to the northwest, and so it didn't have enough time to really build into the upper levels of the atmosphere. The tops of the storms are up to 40,000 feet. Yesterday up to 50, so that gives you a little indication. Not as intense of storms around, but still a pretty heavy weather. There's special marine warning in effect for coastal waters as this line continues to race off toward the west-northwest at around 20 miles an hour. It is, for the most part, over. We have some light rain still lingering near Venice and also near Northport, stretching down to Punta Gorda. Still some lightning strikes out there, some bolts coming out beyond the storm, and the heavy weather by far in Bradenton, Palmetto, near Ellington, Osprey. Still some rain there. You're hearing rumble of thunder near Casey Key, Siesta Key, off the beaches right now, and that stretches up to Longboat Key as well. I mentioned in Venice, still some lightning around. There's just one bolt that just showed up there. And again, in Venice and Nokomis, not too bad. Light rain now, but boy, they had a heavy downpour just about 45 minutes ago. And then the rain, not that intense in Lakewood Ranch. It was more intense and still is on Longboat Key and Lido, and also near Bradenton, where some lightning's pretty heavy, stretching out toward Holmes Beach. Palmview and Palmetto getting the heaviest weather by far. This is all moving to the northwest, so it should be out of here in the next half hour to 40 minutes or so. So looks like it's improving weather for the remaining 2 hours of voting. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to new details in that deadly shooting at a video game competition in Jacksonville. Police say 24-year-old David Katz walked right past bystanders, specifically targeting other gamers in his rampage. Before taking his own life, police say Katz killed two gamers, 28-year-old Taylor Robertson and 22-year-old Elijah Clayton. In this image, a red dot can be seen on Clayton's chest. A history teacher from Port St. Lucie is among those injured in the shooting. He says he just had active shooter training last week at school, which may have helped him survive the incident.
My instincts at the moment kind of just told me to hide. I didn't really see any other option like that because obviously the gunman was opening fire. I didn't really feel like it was safe enough to just try to run out of there.
Court records show the accused shooter was treated for psychiatric issues at least twice in the past. He was a well-known Madden gamer, regularly competing in big money tournaments like this one from last year. EA Sports now says it's canceling its 3 remaining qualifier events as the company reviews safety protocols. Well, it's now been 1 year and still no arrest in an unsolved murder of Travis Combs. Sarasota police once again sharing the picture of the 31-year-old in hopes of getting some new leads. On August 28th of last year, Combs was murdered on 22nd Street in Sarasota. Police say several people saw Combs in that area before he was killed. If you have any information on the case, call Sarasota Police.
The push to have every police officer in Northport wearing a body camera was approved by city commissioners back in June, and now the police department is working to make sure that happens. They're meeting with different companies throughout the next few months to see which body cameras best suit their needs. Every single officer will have one as part of their uniform, and it will cost the department close to $250,000 a year. The police chief says he believes this is something that is needed in today's day and age.
I believe in transparency, and I believe that this creates a good view on both sides of the lens, on the law enforcement perspective and also on the citizen side. So it's good to capture the event as it rolls out.
They hope to make a decision and supply the department with these body cameras within the next 10 months.
So, authentic cheesesteaks, anyone? Well, starting December 10th, you can catch a non-stop flight on Frontier Airlines from the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport right to Philadelphia. The seasonal flights will be offered twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. The new service is one of 6 new routes that the low-fare carrier is adding to its network.
Well, ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. And Richard, some more records for us on Wall Street today.
Some more records, but this much. But you know, it's funny, when you close at a record, it doesn't take much to get a new one. And that's why we have 2 new records today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average had a top to bottom range of only 84 points. Frankly, it was a very, very quiet day on Wall Street. The NASDAQ, yes, closed at a record, but I think perhaps the most interesting statistic that I saw today was that out of 20 trading days so far this month, the NASDAQ has been up 16 out of those 20 days. So you want to know why the NASDAQ's at a record? Now you know. Let's take a look at the figures. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, yes indeed, 26,064.02, not a record, up 14 points, only 0.06%. That on volume of 702 million shares. The NASDAQ, yes, is a record, up 12 points, 0.15% at 8,030.04. That on volume of 1,691 million shares. And the S&P, be it ever so humble, yes indeed, that's a record, up less than 1 point, a whopping 0.03% at 2,897.52. Well, shares of Tiffany's really sparkled today. Sorry, I couldn't pass that one up. What can I say? They did sparkle, and the reason was terrific same-store sales. The company announced in the United States their same-store sales were up by 8%. Asia Pacific, listen to this, their sales were up by 28%. This marks the fourth consecutive quarter in which Tiffany has announced earnings that came in ahead of Wall Street expectations. And when you continually can do that, obviously the stock should be a beneficiary of that, and that's certainly the case today, as Tiffany's did move higher and was higher all day long. And one interesting statistic I saw today, Tiffany's famous store on Fifth Avenue does 10% of the company's entire business in a year.
Wow.
When you got one location doing 10%, that's a lot of business.
It is.
Well, what's happening with Starbucks today, Richard?
I think they're rushing the season a little bit, but I'm told that the pumpkin spice latte is available at your local Starbucks beginning today. So I guess it might be fall somewhere coming up, and it might be Halloween. Not here, but go ahead and get your pumpkin spice latte. It's available now.
Help you get in the mood.
There you go.
Right?
Exactly right.
Thanks, Richard.
You're welcome.
Coming up, an update on the number of birds being treated for the harmful effects of red tide here on the Suncoast.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first solar forecast, plus new recommendations for teens when it comes to having plastic surgery. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
An update now on red tide's impact on our seabirds. 54 shorebirds have been brought to save our seabirds in Sarasota as of this morning, all of them suffering from the effects of red tide. 13 of them have died, but the rest are showing signs of recovery. If you see a bird in distress along our shorelines, pick them up with a towel or a piece of cloth and then bring them to Save Our Seabirds for treatment.
The Venice-Mayaca River Park is closed today until further notice because of flooding. Sarasota County Parks and Recreation says the river has risen to the point that all walkways are now underwater and there is no safe access to the floating dock. The park will be monitored daily and will reopen when water levels are back down and the park is accessible once again.
And we're now in a pattern where we're getting rain just about every afternoon, right?
Yeah, in those areas too that you mentioned, we talked about it earlier, there has some flooding problems going on right now at the Mayaca River, at the Mayaca State Park, also the Manatee River at the Mayaca Head, and the rivers into Hardy County. The storms are moving so quickly now from the east to the west that they're not going to really set up in those areas, which is good, but they're still going to get some rainfall. We had some brief showers and storms around. Van Wezel webcam showing a nice sunny afternoon for the most part, and then all of a sudden you'll see these intense clouds moving in, some heavy rain at times, all that pushing very quickly off to the west. A little faster today than yesterday, so they're not going to be sticking around as long. Still some residual showers hanging on behind the heavy weather, but with this pattern firmly in place now where it's supposed to be high pressure near the Carolina coast, usually it's off a little bit off into the Atlantic, but nonetheless it's there. It's providing us with the east to southeasterly wind flow throughout most of the morning and early afternoon, which allows that convection to take place right near the coast. You'll notice we did get some heavy rainfall there, but it moved through briefly near the Mayaca State Park. Also near the Manatee River at the Mayaca Head right there. You can see just kind of missing it for the most part. And into Wauchula, hardly any fell there. So that's the other river that we're watching right now that has the potential for some significant flooding going on. But with the fast-moving southeast wind, typically you expect the strongest storms and cells to be located within a few miles of the coast, and that's what we've seen over the past few days. That pattern will stay with us too. So if you notice a big southeast wind in the morning, then you can bet you're going to see some coastal storms. If it's really strong, we won't get the storm set up. It'll be offshore. That sea breeze never getting a chance to get inland. But today it did, just along I-75, was pretty heavy at times in Venice and South Venice. That has now ended for the most part. Some light rain lingering. As I mentioned, there could be some residual showers behind it, but we're not anticipating any severe weather. Still some bolts coming off from these cells to the east of the heavy rainfall, so keep that in mind. If you can hear the thunder, folks on Siesta Key, don't go outdoors until 20 minutes after the last thunderbolt that you hear. And again, Holmes Beach, some heavy rainfall there, but the intense lightning still taking place up near Parrish, near Palmetto, stretching up northward to the border there of Hillsborough and Manatee counties and into St. Petersburg as well. Tough driving now along I-75, but most of this, as far as the rough weather goes, will be offshore in the next 15 to 20 minutes from Anna Maria. Now elsewhere, as I mentioned, some back showers here, just a little bit of activity near Northport. We're not expecting a lot of rainfall with those. Right now, rainfall rates were heavy at times near Venice at 1.4 inches today. In the overall big picture, still a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and that means a good chance for more storms again tomorrow afternoon. Tonight, most of the rain ending, as I said. There's some indication we may have some lingering showers around, but I don't think anything too rough, too severe. We'll do it again tomorrow. Sunshine in the morning, clouds and storms developing along the sea breeze in the afternoon, pushing off to the west-northwest pretty quickly. And again on Friday, a better chance for scattered storms come over the weekend as a result of a little bit of a disturbance moving overhead. It's cool now, down to 73. That's nice. That's the benefits of these afternoon showers and storms, something we've missed most of the summer. Forecast tomorrow calling for sunshine to start today. We'll warm up to near 90 degrees with a heat index close to 100 with showers and storms in the mix each and every afternoon through the weekend. For boaters tomorrow, pretty much same as today. Southeast winds. Seas will be running less than 2 feet. Be advised, though, there'll be special marine warnings in the late afternoon. The forecast then anywhere from a 50 to 60% chance for showers and storms right on in through Labor Day and into early next week. It's not going to be a thunderstorm all day long. We'll see the sunshine in the morning with the afternoon and evening variety of storms taking most of the rain with it. Now, as far as that goes, well, much more coming up a little bit later. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. In first alert traffic, we're seeing I-75 heading north, very congested at this hour. This is from University Parkway all the way north into Ellington. But the southbound lane's all green, so if you're heading south, no problems. But it's going to take a little while to head north on the interstate tonight. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, more and more teens are seeking cosmetic procedures to look like their perfect selves. But as it turns out, there's such a thing as too young. ABC's Elizabeth Herr explains.
In an era of selfies and a culture obsessed with social media, a large number of teenagers are undergoing cosmetic procedures. But despite their growing popularity, little is known about the safety and appropriateness of these procedures in teens. Well, in a new study, researchers looked at the results for a variety of cosmetic procedures among teens. They then created a set of recommendations based on those outcomes and their knowledge of when different parts of the body are done developing. Most notable of the recommendations are specific age considerations. Nose jobs, for example, should wait until at least ages 15 to 17 in girls and 16 to 18 in boys. Breast augmentation, on the other hand, should not be performed in teens under 18. Bottom line, it appears that certain procedures should be performed only when age appropriate. With this Medical Minute, I'm Elizabeth Herr, ABC News.
Well, here's another reason why you should probably watch what you say and do around toddlers. A new study by psychologists at Emory University found that toddlers are sensitive to the opinions of others and that they will change their behavior when others are watching to try and get a positive response. While previous research has documented this kind of behavior in 4 to 5-year-olds, this new study suggests that it may start much sooner than that. Coming up, a woman appearing to be tied up on a doorbell surveillance camera wanders off without a trace, and how these deputies in California saved a baby's life. We'll have those stories coming up next.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Attention, do you have Medicare? Do you want to make sure you have the most benefits and lowest possible out-of-pocket costs? You may be able to lower your out-of-pocket costs and get dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now to find out what you deserve.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Over 3 million people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline, but there are still many people who don't check to see if they're eligible for more benefits and lower out-of-pocket costs. It's so easy. One simple free call could save you money and get you more benefits. Be smart. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now.
Call now to see if you may be eligible to lower your copays and get extra benefits, including dental and prescription coverage. Don't delay. Call to see if you're able to save money and get more benefits now. Call 1-800-711-7200. Again, call 1-800-711-7200 now.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind.
I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at score.org.
Army National Guard soldiers serve to give back to their country and their community. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for benefits such as health and life insurance, education benefits, and retirement and VA home loan benefits. Visit nationalguard.com to learn more.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
In Texas, deputies are still trying to figure out the identity of a mystery woman. She rang the doorbell at a Montgomery County home at 3:30 in the morning on Friday and then vanished. In the footage from a doorbell camera, she's barefoot, looks confused, and appears to be wearing what some believe are restraints on her arms. This video has spread fast on social media, with many wondering if she's okay. Deputies are still looking for any information on who the woman is or where she could be. 2 Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies are being credited with saving a baby's life. This all started last night after officers pulled over a car that had been driving erratically. Police say the driver jumped out holding a 9-month-old who wasn't breathing. One deputy drove to the hospital while the other performed CPR on the infant. They were able to resuscitate the unconscious child in their squad car. During the trip, other deputies shut down intersections to clear the way. And at last check, that baby boy is in the hospital in stable condition.
Severe weather moved through Coon Valley, Wisconsin last night, causing wind damage and flooding. A cow was also seen standing in the middle of that flooded street. People in that area woke to several streets underwater and a bridge was washed out. The storms also toppled dozens of trees and even some power lines. Well, you've probably heard of goat yoga, but what about cat yoga? In Salt Lake City, an animal shelter hosted its first ever Meow Cat Yoga session. Yoga and cat enthusiasts were able to come together for some namaste for the felines. In lieu of a registration fee, participants donated $10 or a bag of cat food to the shelter. And believe it or not, cat yoga has actually become pretty popular across the country, especially in areas like New York and Los Angeles. Still to come, a look at voter turnout for some hotly contested races here on the Sun Coast and how an Uber driver is recovering after being attacked by a passenger. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Thank you. What are you doing?
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.